What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at this 2026 Audi SQ8. This one is finished in Glacier White. It is a prestige model along with the sport package and the luxury package, a few other goodies on it. We have an MSRP around $124,000. Big shout out to Hendrick Audi Northlake for providing this super nice family SUV for today's video. Take a look at their website linked below. Now, I'm particularly excited about checking out the SQ8. I don't think I've actually ever filmed this car. We own an RS3 as my wife's car. It's fantastic. But in the future, if we need more space, I think we've dialed it down to maybe one of these. This might just be the perfect bang for the buck when you look at Audi's lineup. RS Q8s are a lot more, RS6s are a lot more. These used can be like 80, 90 grand. So I think this car packs a lot, new or used. Let's get into it. Is this gonna be our next family car in the future? Powering this 2026 Audi SQ8 is the twin turbocharged 4-liter V8. This is gonna be making 500 horsepower with 568 pound-feet of torque. It's gonna be paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. We have quattro all-wheel drive. You're gonna be seeing a 22.5-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 15 miles per hour in the city with 21 out on the highway. And 0 to 60 time is even 4 seconds flat. Curb weight is 5,200 pounds, payload is 1,000 pounds, and max towing capacity is 7,700 pounds. The overall length is 196.6 inches with a wheelbase at 117.9. Width is 78.5 and height is 67.2 inches. Moving on to the exterior styling with the SQ8. Currently it's sitting in dynamic mode, so the suspension has lowered all the way. You can also bump it into all-road mode, which will lift it up for off-road capabilities. Got a really nice set of LED headlights. When you hit the unlock button, they all play a nice animation. Got a blacked out design to them. This massive upper grille finished in gloss black. We have your S logo over here, some safety sensors, the nice Audi logo with a forward-facing camera. There's parking sensors throughout it, nice trim on the far side, and tons of openings to provide cooling to all the radiators. Got a sporty front splitter, and honestly, I just love the style. It looks very bold and luxurious all at the same time. And then the hood and fenders have really sharp lines that cascade towards the grille. So it's just a really menacing looking family SUV. At the side profile, we have all body color for the lower bumper as well as the fender arch, and then a sweet set of 22-inch wheels. You have the massive red brake calipers, 6-piston, and you can see just that multi-spoke look. You're gonna get a little bit of gloss black trim in the lower side with more body colored. Got body colored on the grab handles, and then gloss black for these mirror caps. You have the turn signal to them, side view camera, all gloss black trim throughout the side with a panoramic sunroof up above. Got your shark fin antenna, black roof rails, and the side profile is really nice. You can see how sloped the rear end is, giving it kind of that coupe appearance, but I feel like Audi's done it the perfect way to where you don't sacrifice any space. These are gloss black trim pieces around the glass, just some packaging on it, and then a nice small spoiler integrated with your wiper blade down below, and then a large set of red LED taillights. They connect from one side to the next. You have some gloss black in the center with your Audi logo, got all your badging as well, and then parking sensors and gloss black in the rear diffuser. Got your dual quad-tipped exhaust, some fins, as well as your full trailer hitch with all the connectors. Overall, it really comes together nicely. Not much of a difference in style from the RS Q8, which costs a lot more. And then it is a lot nicer looking than a standard Q8. For the key fob, just your typical Audi one. We've got the tailgate button as well. You can keep it locked, of course. You have the smart access where you can just grab the handle, unlock it, and we can take a look at the interior. This one's gonna get the black Napa leather interior with all red accents as well as the Dinamica headliner. So this is a beautiful spec. You have the black leather on the upper door, this matte carbon fiber, release handle, lock, unlock, memory seating, and then we have the Alcantara and leather all throughout the center. Got all your controls, of course, tailgate release, Bang & Olufsen audio, and then the S logo on the door sill. We're gonna get power controls for these heated, ventilated, and massaging seats. Got this nice leather all throughout it, leg extension as well, and I love the diamond pattern to the stitching. You have the S badge as well, red seat belts, just a really nice looking interior so far. We got the perforated leather with smooth leather, as well as the S logo, and then just some silver trim. And then now inside the 2026 Audi SQ8, keep my foot on the brake, let's fire it up. taking a look at the gauge cluster now, it's very similar to other Audis in the lineup. On the left side, we have some trip info you're able to scroll through. We have messages, safety information as well, and a couple other items you can configure. You can, of course, tap the view icon to get that full screen navigation, and then, of course, all back to the vitals. So nice layout overall. You can tap this and have a few more things popping up. This is exactly like our RS3, so I like the familiarity. We have controls on the right for volume, track, a shortcut. There's paddle shifters too. Stock on the right side for windshield wipers, and then turn signals, cruise control, and lane assist as well. Got the red stitching to it. Storage over here, nice soft material, the satin carbon, silver trim, headlights, and one of your air vents. There's all black leather up above. You also have your heads-up display, red stitching, making our way all the way to the one side. And then mainly the dash has this giant piano black trim piece with a Quattro badge and silver trim. Multimedia screen is very familiar to what we're used to seeing on Audis, of course, from technically the old generation now. The new Audis that you've seen on the A5, Q5, and Q3 have the whole giant new screen. I honestly like this quite a lot. Has all the basics, again, exactly what we're used to seeing in our car. We have off-road and all-road. The suspension will raise up to a very large ride height. Got driving modes for on-road, individual, you can customize all of this. So just a very well-rounded vehicle for performance, off-road, and comfort. You have more over here, home screen, then you can go into media, audio, phone, as well as navigation. If I go into reverse, you're gonna get your full backup camera, top-down view. You have several others that you can go through, seeing all around the car. You have a 3D design as well. So really nice, just the camera setup you're gonna get. P button, we're back into park. We can exit out of the screen. The lower screen is going to be for all of your climate. So we have your temperature and zones, your fan speed as well. It is syncable. You can easily see where everything's going. You can turn the screen off. We have your heated steering wheel. We have more icons right here. You can set for favorites, downhill assist, auto start stop, heated and ventilated seating, and then an icon right here that gives you a couple more. You can go into your rear as well and now adjust everyone in the rears. So nice design, rear off or not. And then we have some more icons for drive select. So a shorter way to get to that screen, traction control, defrost. And then we have parking sensors, safety sensors, and volume. You're gonna see the carbon fiber, the red stitching and leather, and then the silver as well as the gloss black. We have storage over here for the key and your cup holders, storage right here. And we can pop that open for more hidden storage. You got a nice design to it as well for this armrest. And then we have a lockable glove box. You can see one more look at the seats, just a really nicely appointed interior with high-end materials all throughout it. You're gonna get a pretty much a panoramic sunroof as well. We can pop the sunshade back, get that nice large piece of glass, got that nice Dinamica Alcantara material, and then a very nice looking frameless mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, you can see with the off-road setting just how much wheel gap we now have. So really, again, makes this super usable for anything. We have the electronic handles and soft close, so you can just do that and it'll pull itself in. So one thing really cool about the Q8, you have frameless doors. So with the windows down, you actually have a really cool design. You're gonna see these power sunshades, which you can operate from the front seats too. And then the whole door panel, we have the black leather, the Dinamica, more leather here, a little storage area, and then your window controls for left and right side. You got more carbon fiber, all leather on these seats with the red accents. This is a very nicely appointed back seat. Your kids are going to love it. You're gonna see storage right here. We also have a cup holder that will pop up. Then you have air vents and climate controls will pop up with the vehicle on. We have storage nets, plugs all down below. So hopping into the back seat with the SQ8, this is one of the reasons why we are interested in this car in a couple years, not anytime soon. But 5'11" sitting here, I have plenty of headroom. With the recline angle up, it's pretty decent. However, if I pull back about 2 inches, I have really no complaints. Not that I would sit back here much, but this is really nice. There's a lever too where you can actually slide these seats forwards and back to really maximize legroom. And with the driver's seat at my height, I have about 8 or 9 inches of legroom. You also have air vents on this B pillar right here, as well as the lower section. So it makes it, again, great for the kids. The sunshades, the glass, the pano roof. This is a nice place. Car seats are gonna fit fantastic. And you're even able to pop this middle seat downwards so you can have a nice pass through. So this could be used for utility, towing, family, off-road adventures, sporty driving, luxury driving, super well-rounded car. And then taking a look at the trunk space, you have your button underneath your badge, of course a power liftgate. This will open up and give you a ton of storage. It's a nice large area. We have the privacy shade if needed, LED lights to it, and you can tap that button to lower the suspension to make it a little easier to gain entry. So obviously in the off-road setting, it's a little high. My wife wouldn't like that. Tap that button once and it'll put it down as low as it can go. And it'll be great for loading in the groceries. You're also gonna see underneath the floor, we can lift this up and we do have a spare tire, a space saver, a couple other things back here as well. And then as you can tell, the seats are nearly flat folding, super nice to see. And then the privacy cover will do a great job hiding everything from the view. From here, we just have our button up above and we can close the tailgate down. All right, so setting off now in the Audi SQ8. I don't know if I've actually ever driven one of these, but I've always liked them, just that sweet spot of a blend of, it's not exactly a Urus or up there with an RSQ8, but it's not also just a typical Q8 either. So we'll go into dynamic mode. I will have to definitely drive an RSQ8 at one point. Again, it's been a long time since I've driven that one. But in dynamic, it's gonna wake up the car quite a lot over comfort. Yeah, once you get closer to 4,000 RPM, the exhaust valve opens up and it starts to sound pretty good. Obviously not going too crazy on a new car, but that V8 soundtrack and the power it's gonna offer is really nice. Now, if we go back into comfort mode, of course we have the off-road settings as well. You know, this thing is really nice. It drives like a cloud. And what I like about the SQ8 over just the standard Q8, that's still a nice luxurious car. This just feels a little more weighted to the way it drives. It just conquers the road. So I love the way the V8 cars are gonna drive. Visibility is fantastic, easily can see around, and even with that semi-coupe rear end, it doesn't hinder anything. And I like how I can adjust those rear sunshades and put them down. So the driver has all the controls for the back, which is great when you have kids. You can do their climate, the sunshades and everything. Just make sure, you know, they're nice and comfortable back there. Interior is just beautiful in this car. It is premium and super high-end. We're in dynamic and it's still comfortable and smooth. I mean, this is just a high-end luxury car at the end of the day. I love what Audi has done. And I gotta say, even that turn right there, there was no body roll. With this adaptive, full adjustable suspension, it is gonna do what it needs to do to keep this flat. That was only 30 miles an hour, not exactly anything crazy, but you could already tell this didn't handle like an SUV. And my wife loves sporty cars. She loves the RS3. And if she were to get an SUV, she doesn't want one that's gonna be swaying all over the place. That's just not what she or I even want. This, so far, it seems to handle so much more sporty, and yet it's a premium luxury, very heavy SUV that can tow and do all that sort of thing. So I enjoy so far with just how nice it's driving and how, ironically, dynamic it can drive. Something this big doesn't normally handle well, but this platform, you have the Porsche Cayenne, obviously the Urus on here. This is an insane platform that really drives nicely. And the SQ8 is kind of that sweet spot. Again, it's not the littler cars, you know, even a Volkswagen, which is still on this platform, but it's not the crazy $200,000 or more cars. So, I don't know, this seems like a good sweet spot if you want a premium high-end vehicle that still is perfect for family use and has enough sporty aspects. So my honest thoughts with the SQ8. So acceleration, baby accelerations on a new car. It's got some power to it. Obviously with a 4-second 0 to 60, that is insane for something that is this size. Handling is very flat. We're going 40 to 50 around that turn, and that is a flat handling vehicle. The suspension in this car is a huge selling point. The fact that I can take turns in an SUV that is flat, if I hit the brakes hard, don't have much brake dive or anything, obviously with acceleration, you have kind of that squat, but that's like the fun kind of acceleration squat that tells you you're in something fast. But the fact that the handling is good is what I love. My wife and I grew up with normal SUVs in the family. 4Runners and Highlanders are what we grew up with. Those sway all over the place. They're not performance focused, obviously. Cost a lot less too, obviously. But for us, we don't like that driving. It's annoying. It's annoying to sway all the time in the back seat. It makes you want to throw up. It's just not comfortable. And with kids now, you know, we like sports cars for performance cars. You know, we don't want our kids in the back swaying all over the place. We just like performance. So for this, if we're riding in the back, when you have young kids, a lot of times, 1-year-old or younger, you're gonna be riding in the back too. So the back seat actually needs to be adult friendly in a family car for several years, especially if you end up having multiple kids. But the back seat's gonna be comfortable in this car equally the front seats are. Acceleration is smooth. I definitely want to drive one of these that is broken in and rip on it. But I like the amount of sport you get. Our SQ8 is awesome as well. It costs a good 30 grand more or so, depending on how you're gonna option it. My only thought with that is how much performance do you need in an SUV? I love fast cars. I daily an M3, that's my dad car. But in an SUV, it can only do so well as far as the sports go. That's why I like the SQ8. It gives me the V8, the towing, a few more bells and whistles than a Q8. It's not overboard in performance to where you're not gonna use what it has to offer. So this is the sweet spot for me, especially as a performance person. And I like how when you're in comfort mode, it is beyond comfortable. So this is very well built, very well done to just be a perfect luxury car. It kind of hits everything you're gonna want that this car can do perfectly. It is comfortable and roomy for the family. The back seats are fantastic. There's a lot of press cars that we get that are this size, where with a rear-facing seat, I'm just as cramped in the front seat as I am in our RS3, which it's mind-blowing that so many crossovers and SUVs are actually small for car seats. This car, the way those seats are, there is ample amount of space. I can sit there, not even a thought, with a rear-facing seat. So if we end up having 2 kids, this would be perfect. We're not buying one of these anytime soon, but maybe 2 to 4 years from now, honestly, the RS3 is probably gonna get a little small. And these on the used market that may not have every option are in the 70s, honestly. So I know I could get a highly spec'd SQ8 for, let's just say, 85 grand or less with 10,000 or less miles. And to me, that's a great value. Less than 20 grand more than our RS3, and you have all the cool things that any V8 S model car is gonna offer. So yeah, SQ8, this is a sweet vehicle to get. So one day, I think this will probably hit our garage. But with that said, there's the Audi SQ8. It'll be interesting to see what the next gen looks like for this, because this is still the, at this point, old generation platform, which I honestly like a lot. But there you guys go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content to come. And a big shout out to Hendrick Audi Northlake for providing this sweet SQ8 for today's video. Check out the link to their website linked below, and I'll see you all in the next video.